So that was Grazioso. This is number 23 from Giuliani's Op.50. Follow this lesson for free, but if you're interested, I do have an edition of all 32 works in Giuliani's Op.50. There's a link for that in the description. So this has always been one of my favorite pieces from the collection. You know, it's just in a nice minor key. There's a mix of melodic material and arpeggios, and it's just kind of active. Not quite Beethoven-esque or anything like that, but the textures are of that time period and of the area there. So really nice piece in that regard. Nothing too difficult to play, but a couple of things to talk about nevertheless. So pretty clear melodic material, especially in certain sections. So you can practice the upper line on its own. And then it goes into some arpeggio figures there. So it does really mix melodic material with the arpeggios, and so you don't always fully get like a completely sustained upper line or anything like that. But nevertheless, I think it's still beneficial to practice it on its own, just to hear what's happening there. Feel free to add some ascending and descending slurs, hammer-ons and pull-offs and guitar lingo, especially on the first note of the 16th note passages. That does quite, nicely smooth it out. I didn't add any just to be faithful to the score today, but I think that adding just one at the first of the scale runs there is completely appropriate. So let's just walk through the piece and just talk about a couple of the fingering choices, and then that's pretty much it for this one. So I'm just tucking the second finger in for that note so we can sustain the chord. And that 4-3, if your hand is nicely aligned, it should be able to reach those no problem. If you're slightly misaligned, even though, it's really tough to get that. So just make sure you have a good left hand alignment and guitar posture. Feel free to slur that. So use 3, 4, 2, so 1 can play there. That fourth finger right there, if your hand is aligned, that fourth finger is ready to get that note anytime. If you're misaligned, it's out of reach. Like, even just misaligned by a centimeter, it's really out of reach. So just swing this knuckle in, be parallel with the strings, and you'll be fine with that. Some nice chords in there. Feel free to slur that if you like. There's a rare occasion where I put in some right hand fingering there. Just but P-I-P-I-M-A. And then it goes into major for a while. I decided to play this with my second finger, close this on the third string. If you don't, then you have to jump to get the next chord. So I feel like this is a good compromise. Then you can keep the bass sustaining smoothly through that passage instead of, a slightly awkward jump there. Little crescendo through here is nice. To there. And a cadence. So at the end there, make sure you sustain that B while setting up the bar chord, and then you can play it. in many ways a very straightforward piece, but there are a number of different textures to handle through there. If you've played the rest of the collection, I don't think you'll have any trouble at all, but it's a really lovely piece, and just kind of like works really well on the guitar. So I hope you enjoy that, and just a couple of sections where you smooth out the legato and just get some extra sustain out of some of the notes while you're transitioning to the next chord or shape.